Hello and welcome to another Wargame Red Dragon video with me, Bubblebox, and today we're on Gunboat Diplomacy 4v4 and it's a commentary match, just a basic multiplayer game. I've been joined by actually 3 subscribers: Silver Raptor, Warhog and Jimmy Walker, playing against 4 guys: Olivka, Raxa, Elstorm and Crips. Now I am playing the Eurocore deck, French and Germans, and I'll be heading over to Delta to do battle over there. Silver Raptor, he is actually using the same West German deck that he used in the Bubble and Silver Do Decks series. He likes it a lot and he decided to play that in this game as well, so check that video out if you want to see his units and how we came to the decision of that particular deck. And then we've got Jimmy Walker, who's actually over here on the right, and he's going to be securing Alpha and Bravo and keeping an eye on the sea for us at the beginning of the game. I think he's got a general blue 4 deck, I believe, looks like it. And finally Warhog has got a general blue 4 deck as well. He's going to be going up to contesting these buildings over here in Hotel, supported by Silver Raptor. I'm going to Delta to take these buildings over here, so let's get this game underway. Now I'm going with Mistrals, a bit of recon, some Crotals as well for extra anti-air, and Rolands as well, and loads of Panzer Grenadiers in Marder 2s and M1131 A1Gs, and a big Leopard 2 command tank. I've also got a Dornier as well. I'm not sure why I'm taking 2 over there. I think I just forgot to delete the Dornier in fact at the beginning of the game. So we make our way up looking for the enemy, and the first thing that appears is a couple of choppers. So they're dropping off. They're going to try and do battle for this area, which is normal in this map, to be honest. So they're going to be trying to drop off infantry, and we've got Warhog scooting his way over there as well. I open up, stop my Mistrals, and my Crotals are firing as well, because they can fire on the move of course, and take a couple of their choppers down. They're also pouring some choppers over here, bringing a load of units. They've got some anti-air in there as well, taking some shots at Warhog's Lynxes and taking those out, and he's just trying to settle down, get his infantry out of his chopper there. Excuse me. Now, so you can see a lot more choppers over on the right here. They're sending Spetsnaz, for example, into these buildings over here, and I'm just bringing my infantry down and I will unload them into these buildings. But all the action at the moment is here with Warhog and this guy. Quite a lot of units, got quite a few cheap tanks here as well. There's a tornado going in there from Silver Raptor to have a go at these. Just gets out, does it? Yes, I think it just gets out and manages to stun a few of their tanks that are pushing up to attack Warhog. And Silver Raptor also bringing 3 Kylers up to support the push, and some infantry in these little trucks to put into the trees and contest these trees over here on the north side of the river. And Warhog bringing anti-tank weapons and more Marines in LVTPs. I've managed to unload my units and get them out into these buildings here to stop trying to stop them in case they decide to come down the road. Got my Crotals reloaded and just getting them into position and pushing up with my recon to see what's going on. And in the meantime, Silver Raptor's unloaded his, what's he got, Jaegers, kind of medium kind of rifle infantry, and is doing battle with these, are they cheap tanks? I think they are. In this, oh actually no, they're armoured trucks. Just unloaded some recon. These are the cheap tanks, these ZTZs, so it should be able to deal with those okay. I'm not sure about the ZTZs, but meantime Warhog is continuing to do battle for this little group of buildings over here, and now he's got a little bit of help from Silver Raptor's Kylers, which are engaging these cheap tanks from the Red 4 side, from the Chinese. On the right hand side there's not a lot happening. Jimmy Walker has done a nice job, well, an excellent job here. You can see they're not going to get over that bridge anytime soon, with lots of infantry with ATGM weapons and lots of AA scattered around, and also a bit of recon over on the sea just to see if they do anything. There's a couple of bombers coming in. Look like they're going to bomb the Kylers maybe. Looks like they're going for the Kylers. Yeah, Flak's getting some shots off, manages to take one of their planes out, and they almost look like they collided in mid-air there. I'm not sure quite what happened, but took out a Kyler and a Flak Panzer, took 1 or 2 of their planes out, and this other Kyler is getting now hammered by these attack choppers, which dropped off their infantry into Delta. They've actually made their way around and are now attacking this area. It looks like a Bertino's landed some of its rockets in there as well. The Jaegers have managed to clean up in the trees over here. Ooh, so it's all happening. I actually unload my little my infantry command. I'm going to try and get that over into this tree line here, the one that was initially bombed. But Warhog, despite the chopper attacks and the infantry attacks and the napalm attack, has managed to keep hold of these groups of buildings, which is a big bonus for us. And it's Jimmy Walker now that he's secured over on the right hand side, is coming to support, bringing in some ATGMs, and in fact quite a few little ATGMs in VABs over here. Looks like he might push up into the tree line as well. Warhog's bringing in more, probably Marines in LVTPs, and more infantry. Basically he's bringing in a load of infantry just to reinforce this area. So a pretty hectic start, as is often the case in these games, and it's settling down a little bit now. Warhog just is that Jimmy Walker just loses that guy there because there's some loose cheap tanks again in these trees. I pushed forward my Panzer Grenadiers into these tree lines now just to try and mop up these cheap tanks, trying to get them out of the way. And Jimmy Walker sending his VAB across into the trees. He's also bringing up some Crotals, and Silver Raptor sending his one remaining Kyler back for a bit of a repair job. Nothing's happening over on the sea. That's just being kept an eye on. We're not really pushing up there at all at the moment. Excuse me. And all that's happening now is I'm just trying to clear out these trees. We've bumped into some Jiangxi infantry, kind of a medium infantry squad there, rifle squad. And Warhog doing a nice job of just securing these buildings. We're getting some ATGM shots off at their armoured trucks. It looks like Silver Raptor's asking for those T-72As to be destroyed, and there's some ATGMs firing in upon them now from Jimmy Walker. Bit of resupply coming in from Jimmy Walker as well. Looks like he's going to help us to resupply our anti-air units, which we've used quite a great deal of. Looks like there's some... Oh, he's just microing back those T-72s because of these ATGMs. And bringing in VDV-90s with the help of a couple of Stretchnets. Looks like the T-72s got bombed, or their plane went down there. I'm not sure whose that was. Might have been a Silver Raptor Tornado. Took those T-72s out. But the VDVs 90s have made their way into this forest. They are now in here somewhere. They're probably going to, if they know where these ATGM units and Jaegers are, they will destroy them because there are definitely better infantry. In the meantime, Silver Raptors bought these cheap trucks with cheap infantry in, and I believe he decided to try to push across this bridge with these really cheap things. They're only worth 5 points each, so they're a bit of a throwaway unit, and all they've got in is militia, which are also only worth 5 points each, and you'll see what the enemy does in response to that. In the meantime, I'm bringing up some infantry as well, and we're just basically resupplying the lines until we make an advance forward, or try to make an advance forward. So you can see this Hemi-Schutzen, just really cheap militia infantry, only worth 5 points, and gives us an idea of what's in here, which is basically a shitload of infantry blocking the way. Now what they do is they bring in a couple of MiG-215MTs worth 60 points each, just to take care of these Hemi-Schutzen and these other guys here, so they bomb them. But we've got loads of AI, all refueled, take out one and take out the second one of those bombers. So definitely a good trade there, with these cheap infantry being traded for a couple of nice bombers. In the meantime, they've got their VDV-90s that are kind of ripping these Jaegers and these ATGM infantry apart and enabling them to retake control of the tree line just north of Hotel. So we've kind of been stopped there. We've got some choppers firing in on my Panzer Grenadiers, just trying to micro them back a little bit as well. It's as you were on the right. If anything exciting happens on the right, I will report on it, but I can't remember. Something did happen exciting, but it was a bit later on in the game. Now then, I'm just reinforcing my front lines at the moment, bringing up some more Crotals as well, because they've got a lot of choppers. It seems to me they just have a lot of choppers floating around. I don't know whether one, I didn't check at the beginning whether one of the guys has got an airborne deck, but certainly he's bringing all his infantry in choppers. And it looks like Jimmy Walker just sort of kind of scooting around trying to cover our flanks a little bit. He did a good job of supporting us this whole game actually, despite him, because he kind of locked down on the right hand side and then didn't have a lot to do over there initially, so he tended to support us in and around, bringing supply and just covering our flanks and supporting across this river and stuff like that. So we'll just speed it up a tiny bit until there's some more action. Now what I did do is push this little truck across, and it did enable us to have a look. They've got Spetsnaz here and they've got some Spetsnaz here. Now, this is a bit of a suicide job. I just pushed him across the bridge. He didn't make it all that far, but it just enabled us to see that they have got plenty of infantry in these buildings. Now there's an MI6 resupply chopper there, and the Tornado of Silver Raptor decides to bomb it, gets taken out by these yaks which have come in on this side, but does manage to take out the MI6. Bit of a points trade in their favour there, but it does stop them resupplying any of their units, which is always a good thing. So to continue, basically, as you were on the right, and we start now to think about what we're going to do next. And what me and Silver Raptor do is, well, first of all, Jimmy Walker's sort of covering our flanks. He's going to put some units over on this side. And there's a Leopard 2 coming in from Silver Raptor, as well as a Tiger helicopter just spotting anything that's on this these tree lines for his Kylers perhaps to have a shoot at, and this Leopard 2 as well. Really nice, these Leopard 2s for the German deck. More Buratino fire coming in. But, you know, they've done a bit of damage, but nothing too terrible. He's definitely going to hold on to that, especially with the Panzer Grenadiers, Crotals and everything in these trees now as well. You can see I'm getting artillery there as well. And they're bringing in more infantry in these Mi-8Ts as well. Now, here we've got Warhog trying to assault with these AMXs and some LVTPs with their with their grenade launchers as well. They're amphibious, so they can go over the water, and they'll head off into the trees to see what damage they can do. He's got some LVTPs here, probably with Marines in again, and more here. So it's quite a decent assault, a little amphibious assault across the river into the trees to try and retake that. It's come across some fat Huangbang infantry. I'm not sure exactly what they are. Oh, it looks like they're flamer infantry, as you can see. And unloads his Marines to take on these cheap tanks again. Should be able to doing those no problem. All they are Mikhail's infantry, I'm not exactly sure. He's getting stunned by these flamer infantry, which is a bit of a shame, but he's got a lot of firepower in this little area with his Marines and should take out these guys, and hopefully can move on and take out those VDVs as well. Now in the meantime, on the left, Silver Raptor actually makes an assault forward with these cheap armoured cars again. This time he's got Jaegers, sort of a medium to not very good rifle squads, and when I see him do this, I decide to move up my Marder 2s just to try and give him a little bit of support, and my Crotals to give a bit of air support. Now what else he brings in are these Flak Panzer M42A1s. And if you remember in the deck building video, check it out if you don't remember, these Flak Panzer 2s are actually available in the vehicles section of the German deck. They're not the best in the world, but what makes them good is they are so cheap. Just 15 points in. They can shoot infantry, they can shoot helicopters, and at very close range they can also shoot airplanes as well. And the good thing is they're really, really cheap and will draw the enemy's fire. So he's got these Flak Panzers going in. I've got Marder 2 supporting his Jaegers, so his Jaegers are lighting these guys up, and I can support them with Marder 2s. They do bring in a big Su-7B bomber over here, which is 500 kilogram bombs. It's going to try and bomb the hell out of us. We've got a lot of AA here now with these Flak Panzers and Crotals. So hopefully, don't know whether we do take that out actually. It looks as if it's getting away. No, we do take that out. Excellent. Oh, it's a napalm bomber, so it drops down a load of napalm, kind of stops us pushing across the bridge. We have to kind of stop. But we've got some Flak Panzers, got the Marder 2s, got the Jaegers in there, and if anything, it kind of protects them from any helicopter fire across here, and enables them to advance onto what we happily see is a command. Normally they put it over in this area over here, but this time for some reason they put it in this corner, which not a bad thing, keeps us guessing. And you can see Jimmy Walker securing our flanks with all sorts of things, Tigers, Riflemen, and a bit of recon up there as well, so that's excellent for play from him as well. And Yeah, Warhog says, well, I tried. Indeed he did. He managed to, I think he managed to kill quite a lot of their units in there. They've brought out some tanks now. This Kyler's probably not going to stand a chance against a T-72 MV and a T-80 BV as well. Although probably Silver Raptor's concentrating on this point over here rather than on his Kyler. Again, not a lot happening on the right hand side. It's all happening over here in these trees with Warhog, and over here with the rest of us three trying to get ourselves a foothold over the other side of the bridge. So if we can get a foothold over here, it means we can start bringing in lots more reinforcements and starting to advance through the town. We have got control of it now because I've got my Leopard 2 on there and we've killed their command. We haven't got control of Hotel, it's neutral because I've got my infantry command. They must have an infantry command somewhere in these buildings, I would suspect. But we're looking fairly safe on that bridge. And on this one we're just kind of microing my Marder 2s around just to try and mop up any infantry on this side. Now they will have a lot more infantry still in these buildings just to the north here, but here I don't think, oh, they've actually got 19 Spetsnaz in there, which won't do a lot of damage to my Marder 2s. So if I can get my Marder 2s to shoot on them, all these machine gunners, what we want to keep away from them is the actual infantry themselves. And they are moving across trying to engage, I think, but with just flamers we should. Oh, actually a bit of artillery there doesn't help, or helps rather. We need to get these machine guns trained up on those Spetsnaz and these Marder 2s, and our Panzer Grenadiers coming in from range, which is good because it's out of range of the Spetsnaz, but they can still fire upon the Spetsnaz with their machine gun, which is really good, and a bit of resupply. And Warhog brings up a Challenger 1, which won't do any harm at all to help our push down into this side. So, looks like Jimmy Walker's decided to try and bring in a couple of ships, little Pohangs, here with their Malera bow guns, and he's having a go just to see what they've got here. Really, they've got T-62s. It's a pretty fair fight here. If he can take out a couple of those T-62s, he should do really well. But he's getting a lot of damage on this front Pohang, which he turns around, and they bring in a couple of Q-5Bs with their radar-guided missiles, or anti-radar missiles, and there they managed to fight them off, and he just turns his Pohangs around. Yeah, so he had a go, didn't quite work, but he's going to manage to save these Pohangs, I expect, from any further damage and loss of points there. Now in the meantime on this side we're bringing in kind of more units. I pushed forward these cheap 5-point trucks just to get some sort of a guide on what's what, and spot a load of BMPTs, T-72s and some Spetsnaz, full of infantry of course, coming down the road. Now luckily we've got a bit of support here from Jimmy. He seems to be all over the map, Jimmy Walker. He's dropped some infantry in there. Still got my Marder 2s there, probably going to die quite soon if these BMPTs, these fresh ones, and these T-72s get some shots. I do try and micro them back, but what I do bring in is a Tiger Had with its nice hot 280 GM missiles, and we'll have a go at those BMPTs, which are immediately microed out of the way. Probably saves my Marder 2s. I've got some more Marder 2s, the Panzer Grenadiers here. Crotal's looking a bit beaten up at the back there. We've got a fair bit of AA floating around. The Kylers from Silver Raptor come through. Silver Raptor's bringing through some more infantry, and he's going to try and push some infantry along this middle bridge as well. And at the moment we're just sort of holding along the rest of the river. So all our efforts now really, or at least two or probably three of us is pushing through the town and then trying to make some inroads into their base. So Jimmy Walker's managed to save these two Pohangs, which is good, and just keeping an eye on the sea. Nobody's brought really any more ships out, nothing too busy happening over on the sea. It's all over here. Tiger Had still firing away. It's only got one rocket left now. I'm not sure how much damage it does, but you can see, it looks like, I'm afraid I missed it, brought in a couple of big napalm bombers by the looks of it, unless it was Buratinos. It looks like big napalm bombers, and napalm the whole area. Doesn't seem to have done massive amount of damage, to be honest. We're all still pretty much alive and going, and Silver Raptor's brought in those cheap militia infantry again, and is pushing up on VDV-90s. Not much of a fair fight there, I don't think, but at least now we know what's in those buildings, and it's only cost us like 20 points to find out. So now it's a matter of building up. I'm bringing in another Tiger Had. I think that one just got shot down somehow. They got some, they brought some Strellas up, that's why. I don't know why I'm pushing a Puma up. I think I pushed it up to try and save my Tiger Had, but it was all too late. Sending my Vab forward though to try and take these Strellas out. Still got these infantry holding back here a little bit. There's more. That looks like a Buratino. Another Buratino laying down some napalm. So they're trying to hold us back basically with napalm, which is a decent tactic. Hopefully I can take this Strela out and maybe use this machine gun as well. They've got BMPTs. They've got 4 BMPTs, some sappers. So they'll be good against the infantry that we've got. What happened to that big tank? We've got an Apache sitting back here in reserve as well. Got a Mistral for anti-air. Got the Crotals, Marder 2 just getting repaired up. Got some Mistrals back there as well. Rolands. We've got plenty of AA. What we need now is some tanks probably. I'm not sure if that's what we do, but we'll soon find out. I do bring out a couple of Caesars at some point just to try to loosen up their infantry in these buildings a little bit. And you can see Jimmy Walker's keeping us nice and safe on the flanks as they push units around his Humvees, spot these T-72As, which gives us a chance to respond. Silver Raptor's still flirting around with his Kylers that he likes so much. And I'm just pounding the area with the Caesars. Now on the right hand side, not a lot happening, but Jimmy Walker, who is all over the map as per normal, is sending up some LCM-8s. I'm not sure what's in them, but it looks like he's going to try and do a flanking manoeuvre and land near their base. So we'll have to have a look, see what comes out of those LCMs shortly. That'll be interesting to find out. Now in the meantime, it's a little bit as you were on the right. We've managed to get a good foothold over this side of the river now, and it's just a matter of kind of building up. I sent my Tiger Had to the left because we noticed these T-72s over this side, and the Silver Raptor's Kylers trying to get into these trees and just bump into an MI-28. So, ooh, I don't know if those Kylers will survive that little run into there. They're trying to advance forward with their units, as you can see. And more napalm coming in. Forever napalm. Those Kylers don't quite make it into the trees. Bit of a shame. So they've got choppers over here. They've got some tanks which they start to move in. And I move my Tiger Had forward just to engage those T-72s before they manage to get into the trees, hopefully anyway. So I'm still RTing these positions over here. We've still got most of our infantry not doing too bad. It's a bit beat up, but it's not doing too bad at all. And now we've got a tank, and I've got Warhog's Challenger 1 Mark III in on the action. So with what they've got, they're going to find that quite hard to take down. They haven't got any, apart from their Mi-28, there's not a lot that's going to be able to take down probably this Challenger 1. Got a lot in the way of anti-tank guns, so we'll have to see how that goes with the Challenger 1 if he pushes it forward. Tiger Had looks like it's taken out those T-72s, and they're trying to cover their flanks as well. And Silver Raptor's sending his Tiger over just to have a look, see what they've got over there. That looks like it's sending a plane, a MiG-23 to try and intercept his Tiger. We'll have to see what happens here. Probably need 2 passes to kill it, but oh no, managed to take it down. Oh, what a shame. Tumbling end over end and down it goes. Look at that. It's well out of control. That's the end of poor Silver Raptor's Tiger. But the as I said, got a big Abrams in here as well from Warhog. So Warhog's got a big Abrams and a big Challenger in, and I push forward my Marder 2s to try and deal with any of their infantry. So these 2 tanks should do very well. We just need a little bit of anti-air really to go up with them. We haven't got a lot of anti-air over this side. I'm bringing up a Leopard 2A5 as well, another big tank. There's some flak panzer there from Silver Raptor, so that'll help things. And the Marder 2 is just going to try to scout a little bit for these tanks and mop up any infantry they might come across. In the meantime, over here you can see he's split up his LCMs and he's moving towards the coast, so I'm going to be really interested in seeing what jumps out of there once he gets over there. Marder 2s take out those sappers by the looks of it. Now he's got a T-80BV here, a big tank. It's going to be, I bring my Marder 2s back and Warhog engages this T-80BV. I'm not sure what that is behind. That's that's one of those big anti-tank. Those really nice ZDFs from the Chinese. Oh, actually, no, it's not the ones I thought of. Not as powerful as I thought they were, or accurate rather. They're still pretty powerful. So, they've got a T-72B here as well. So yeah, Warhog slightly getting outdone there. They have brought in some tanks in response to his tanks, but we've got a Leopard 2A5 out here now, bringing across my Tiger Has just to try and get some shots off at these T-72s. Now I'm bringing in a Leopard 2A5 as well. My Tiger has actually been shot, and there's flak over there and all sorts of stuff, so I just need to bring that back if I can, although I seem to be going forward with it again. It's going to get taken out, isn't it? Challenger 2's taken a couple of shots as well. The Tiger had, it goes down as expected. Now let's have a look what these... So he's unloading now. What's he got in there? He's got Vabs with infantry in. So it looks like he's going CV hunting over there. In the meantime, got some Panzer Grenadiers up into the front building here. More napalm coming in. It's the only mechanism they've got, it seems, currently to slow us down on this side. Not a lot happening in the other region. I'm bringing some Rolands forward and another Leopard 2A5 because I just want to push tanks up here now. I think tanks would finish this game if we can just get enough on the board and roll over this area towards their base, especially with Jimmy Walker advancing with his Vabs on the land over here. So the 2A5s starting to open up. This Abrams is well full. We've got some flak panzers in here now from Silver Raptor. The Gepard A1s, some nice flak panzers. And Warhawk just micros his Abrams back. There are a lot of infantry in these buildings to deal with. I pushed forward my 2A5 just to cover his Abrams retreat because the Abrams has got a bit damaged. As long as I don't go too far, I can absorb a couple of ATGM hits and then I micro my tank back as well. So what we need there is some infantry to push forward with the tanks to support them when they advance upon these buildings. Got T80BV there as well. So it's as you were, kind of on the right. Now it looks like actually I just must have whether he took out the CV or whether they moved it and saw him coming and they moved it. I'm not sure, but they no longer have a command on India. So it looks like Jimmy Walker's doing the biz over there. Whoops, and over on this side it's come to a little bit of a halt, mainly because this town is full of infantry and we can't push forward as yet, but we will shortly. We'll keep an eye on what Jimmy Walker's doing over here. So it looks like he's managed to get control of their FOB, so they must have had a command in this area here. He must have got rid of it, and he's pushing forward with his Vabs now towards their other base. So they'll probably need to respond to that, which would mean hopefully they take their eye off the ball over our side. Now they've got some T62 MVs as well with the nice anti-tank gun weapons, firing on the 2A5 of the Silver Raptor here, which has just poked its head out of these trees. So quite a lot of firepower they've got there, but what we need is lots of tanks to push through up there, and we are getting them slowly. Got more Rolands coming in. I've got some infantry which I want to use to push into these buildings. In the meantime, Jimmy Walker is kind of spreading himself around a bit. He's moving now down over towards Charlie as well to see what he can see here. And what he's doing, it looks like he's unloading some Vabs maybe in these trees here to block their air corridor. I'm not quite sure. They've got a MiG coming up there to attack that Vab, which it takes out. So a nice little move there. And on this side we've got a bit of a stalemate. There's an Apache there from Warhawk taking some shots, and actually that got taken out anyway by something else, but no, it's turned to that BTR, takes that out. I've got my Leopard 2A5s on the move now, my two big tanks on my deck, and they're just taking out these T64s, I think they were. The T72B shouldn't be too much of a problem for the 2A5, although I've taken a couple of health points off there, and Silver Raptor's 2A5 joining in. Now the Rolands come forward. We need the Rolands just to give us a bit of air support so we can really push our tanks forward, and I've got some infantry coming in to attack these buildings. Now more, it looks like, is this more napalm coming in? Or is it just normal? It's just normal rock. No, it's more napalm, just covering this area with napalm again, just to try and slow us down a bit. They must know that we've got so many units over this side now, and in the meantime it looks like they've taken out Jimmy Walker's little group of infantry near their airbase. But what on earth? Looks like he's taken out the other CV. I missed that as well on the replay. Damn, sorry Jimmy Walker. But it looks like he's taken both their commands out, unless he spotted it and someone bombed. I'm not quite sure. But he's certainly taken that out, and now they're just going, oh no, they've just moved it. They just moved it and put it back into position, and they're hunting for his units desperately now to try and stop him. And they must have pulled back a command from Charlie into India just there, and his Marines were sitting right there. and took it out. So now they have no command at all over this side, and he's bringing in a load of infantry. Not sure if there's any anti-air infantry in there. He doesn't need them at the moment though, because these Z5s aren't anti-air choppers. Bringing in some Q5s. I'm not sure where they're going. Oh, he's brought his Pohangs forward again, so they're going to have another go at those Pohangs. But he's bringing in a lot more infantry. He's trying to get a command on there is what he's trying to do. He's got a command in this linked AH7, and he just needs to get rid of these guys, and then he can bring his command and perhaps put it on India and attack them from that direction, which is going to really help us. Because all we're doing is probing forward. Now I've sent forward my Commando Marines, which I brought in those Marder 2s. And they are now lighting up the infantry in these buildings and letting our Marder 2s and our Leopards take out the infantry in the buildings. So we can continue with the push down into there now. And some supply truck there as well. The J7C. Oh, it looks like also is that Silver Raptor managed to make his way with a load more cheapish kind of infantry into these buildings as they get bombed and bomb their own units at the same time. I don't know whether they'll get through this lot. There's quite a lot. Tanker Chasseurs, they're really nice. They can fire HE, I believe HE and AT rounds. Nice little units, and some Zanshis there as well. Yeah, but keeping them nice and distracted. And in the meantime, Jimmy Walker has managed to get his command into position right over here on the corner, and he's now bringing in Crusaders, and he's bringing in more Marines and all sorts now to make their life a complete misery over in their actual base. And I'm continuing to push with my Leopards and my Marders, trying to push as far as I can. So we're pressuring them here, Silver Raptor's pressuring them here, and Jimmy Walker pressuring them up here as well. Mustn't forget Warhog, of course. He's got all his Abrams and Challengers, and he's got Leopard 2A4s as well. They'll start to push forward. They are engaging the enemy now. More napalm, napalm. That's what they do to try and slow us down, but it's not slowing us down well enough because we've got some heavy tanks now. The napalm isn't going to do too much to our heavy tanks. Trying to get my Rolands up just to engage this Mi-28 and this Hot. I'll just suicide my Marder 2s a little bit, just so that I can get my Leopard 2A5 back. There's still a few infantry in here, just need to be taking out these Tanker Chasseurs. My Panzer Grenadiers engaging the Spetsnaz, and the last of Silver Raptor's Hemischützen there, just doing some business in those buildings. And Jimmy Walker getting a nice supply of units over here. He's got some Sea Cobras out now as well, just taking out these T-72s, and he's even got some Flak Panzers as well, for a little bit of anti-air going over towards their air corridor, getting some Gazelle Celtics as well, so he's well sorted over there. Now I continue to go forward now that we've kind of got rid of those tanks. I continue to just try to flank round all the way over to Juliet now. Not too worried about what's in here. I'm not too worried about what's in here either. They'll decide just to go around the outside, bringing out MiG-27 now. We have got a lot of anti-air, so we should be able to take that guy down, or at least do him a lot of damage so he can't come back out again anytime soon. And then a lot of MiG-21s. Looks like these are napalm bombers. Can't quite remember. We'll soon see when their bombs land. Yeah. Oh, they're cluster bombers. Cluster bombers coming in for our AA and our tanks. And didn't do too much damage. Yeah, just not too much, not too bad at all. So we can continue pushing on with what we've got left. And Jimmy Walker's coming forward with his flank panzers. They're panicking a little bit, moving their command around. He's bringing in more infantry down there into Gulf, trying to finish them off down there. And he's got a Leopard 2A5 going in on the action there as well. Just needs to get these flak panzers into range of this Mi-28 before they get killed. They might not quite make it, but up their arse is all these Leopard 2A5s coming from over here, from me, Marder 2s, Rolands. I can't see how they're going to stop that now. And I just pushed forward my Panzer Grenadiers and the Commandos into these buildings as well, just to mop up there. So it's just a matter of keeping moving. They're just bringing out their planes now. Last ditch defences for them really. Looks like their command's gone down there, 120 points. I'm not sure what hit it, but it went down, that's for sure. And our Leopard 2s should be able to finish these guys off. What they're bringing out, more cheap tanks, firing their grads off. Again, just to try and slow me down. but they ain't got a lot left. They've got one command. I'm not sure where it is. There it is. A little Waz trying to make, poor thing, trying to make its way back to India. But I feel Jimmy Walker's going to take that guy out without any problems whatsoever. There's a PHL firing in there now. Lots more napalm. Just my poor Marder 2s. They've had a bad day. They've been shot at a lot. Still got this Leopard 2A5 on the run here. Got a Roland 2 there. Roland there, still shooting. And did we take out that command? Or did it just get away? So we must have one more command somewhere that we have to find. I'm not sure exactly where it is. But we've got them well routed now. I don't think there's, well, there's certainly no way back for them. They've been attacked from 2 directions, which is done for them. And Jimmy Walker's done a fantastic job to land his units here, get rid of their commands, and then flood out a load of units. And I think me and Silver Raptor and Warhog done pretty well over on this side as well, to go all this way around and flank them all the way around, because it is often really, really difficult to get across this river, this bridge, and these trees here as well. So we're just hunting for the last command. I'm not sure, it must be over the back here somewhere. It's coming forward, Jimmy with his Sea Cobra, just to try and hunt that down. Still moving forward with my Leopards. Still a lot of units in these buildings, in fact, of theirs that's left. Looks like he's coming forward with his Pohangs as well. He's got STRBs as well coming forward into the river. But we just need to find that last CV. I've brought a couple of tornadoes in just to bomb the hell out of that as well. Let's take a few units out there. Just need to find that command, guys. Just find that command. I don't know where they put it. I can't remember. Could be in these... No, it can't be in those trees there. They napalm that. It's got to be at the back here somewhere, surely. Oh, I know where it is. It's here, of course. I'm being dumb. It's here, isn't it? Because I've got a command on a hotel. They're neutralising it. So all I need to do is push these Panzer Grenadiers forward, and it's going to be in one of these 2 buildings, right at the back here. So hopefully it will light up soon, and we'll be able to take that out, and it'll be GG. It's got to be in there. So there's some infantry. There's a bit of, what's that? A bit of flak or a rocket AA. It's got to be in this building. Come on, Panzer Grenadiers. It's got to be there, surely. It could be in this little building here. Bring those tornadoes in again. Another bombing run. In fact, is that what I'm doing? Yeah, I'm just bringing the tornadoes in again for another bombing run. So here they come. Oh, in fact, they're firing at those. There's the command, just there. So the Panzer Grenadiers and the Commander Marines should be able to take them out, no problem. In fact, the Leopards might do it for them. No, the Commander Marines. Oh, actually running into some recon infantry with good stealth there. Delays us slightly more. And finally, the Commander Marines are going to have the last shot and take out their command, and it's GG. So not a bad game. We all did pretty well. Thanks to the opposition as well, putting up such a good fight. It was really good for a while, and then we kind of, when we got over the bridge and got our units all built up, we were able to push forward with our big tanks across all that open ground, which really made a big difference, as well as Jimmy Walker flanking them over in their base via the sea. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry I didn't post for the last few days. I've had a really bad cold, which is why I've still got a cough and I couldn't really speak very well. So thanks for watching again. Please do comment, like and subscribe. More vids to come, and I'll see you in the next one.